Thank you for reminding me. How's your health? You okay?
Better. Probably I will have my surgery in the month of June somewhere.
You are sounding better. You are sitting today, not
Yes.
lying down. So you're better.
Yes.
I was going to say that she's looking much better today.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll get well soon.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's number 3?
Wish you all the best, Umaji.
Thank you.
Okay. Please open verse number 3, second chapter. Klebhyam smagama partha naitattvai upapadyate kshudram hridaya dorbalyam tyaktva utishtha parantapa klebhyam samagama partha naitattvai upapadyate kshudram hridaya dorbalyam tyaktva utishtha parantapa klebhyam samagama partha naitattvaiva padyate shudram hridaya dorbalyam tyaktva utishtha parantapa. Word by word meaning is like this. Klebhyam, importance. Sma, do not. Gamaha, take two. Partha, O son of Pratha. Na, never. Etat, this. Tvai, unto you. Upapadyate is befitting. Shudram, petty. Hridaya, of the heart. Dorbalyam, weakness. Tyaktva, giving up. Utishtha, get up. Parantapa, O chastiser of the enemies. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Prabhupada ki. O son of Pratha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It doesn't become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Please repeat after me. O son of Pratha, do not yield
yield
to this degrading importance.
to this grading importance.
It doesn't become you.
It doesn't become you.
Give up
Give up
such petty weakness of heart
such petty weakness of heart
and arise,
and arise,
O chastiser of the enemy.
O chastiser of the enemy.
Thank you. Please mute yourself. Anyone would like to read the purport? Any volunteer who would like to read? Yes, Riyanshu.
Purport. Arjun was addressed as the son of Parth, who happened to be
Son of Pratha.
Pratha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudev. Therefore, Arjun
Be very careful. Vasudev means Krishna. Vasudev means Krishna's father Vasudev. Pritha means Kunti. Partha means Kunti's son Arjun. Okay.
Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of Brahman acts impiously, he is a Brahman in name only. Such Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjun to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjun was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjun abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjun did not fit his personality. Arjun might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectful Bhishma and his relatives, but Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so called non violence should be given up by persons like Arjun under the direct guidance of Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah. So, Krishna's chastisement of Arjuna is continuing. In the previous verse, Krishna called Arjuna, what did he say? Kutas tva kashmalam idam vishme samupastitam anarya justam asvargayam akirti karam Arjuna. He says, Kutas tvam kashmalam idam. From where this dirtiness has come into your heart? So he's calling Arjuna's heart as dirty heart. And from where? Kutas. From where you have learned all these dirty things of running away from your duty? And today he is using another word he used for Arjuna was anarya. Remember? What is the meaning of anarya? We discussed in the previous class. Who is anarya?
And Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Actually, Arya means civilized or those who know the value of life.
Who?
Anarya means does not know the value of life or uncivilized.
Very good. Civilized means one who knows the purpose of life or the value of life. He's called Arya. Anarya, he's, addressing Arjuna as Anarya because he's forgetting the purpose of life in this battlefield. And in today's verse, Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Klebyam. What is Klebyam?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Importance
And what is importance?
means like Napunsak.
Nampunsak. Nampunsak kahin ke? Arjun ko bol rahe hain Bhagwan. Nampunsak kahin ka. Why is calling Arjuna as importance or important or Nampunsak? Arjuna is being addressed in this verse as Partha. Partha means son of Pritha. And who is Pritha? Pritha is Kunti Maharani. Kunti's earlier name was, when she was a child, her name was Pritha. When she was given to King Kunti Bhoj, she became Kunti. And Kunti was a very brave lady, very courageous woman. When she had these 5 children, very, very small Pandus, her husband died. Pandu died. And then she had to grow up these 5 children. And all these are 5 very special children. And we know under what circumstances she grew these 5 children. Kauravas were trying different ways to kill her sons. Different ways. They tried to kill Bhima by giving him poison. They tried to kill all the 5 brothers by burning that house, making them stay in Lakshagraha. You know? So different ways they tried. They kicked them out of the kingdom. But Kunti was so brave that she still continued to tolerate all of these miseries and still focused on ensuring that they grow up nicely. So Krishna is saying, reminding Arjuna by calling him as Partha, hey Arjuna, you know whose son you are? You are son of Kunti Maharani, who was such a courageous lady, and you're behaving like an import. She never ran away from her responsibilities. She never said, I cannot grow the 5 children. I'll go back to my father's house and stay. Under all difficult circumstances, it was Kunti Maharani who, sacrificed her life to grow these children. And you're a son of that Kunti, and you're running away from your responsibility. It doesn't befit you. Don't show this false magnanimity. Prabhupada writes, such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. In the very first verse, we discussed false compassion, material compassion. You remember? What is material compassion? What is material compassion? Hare Krishna.
Attachment towards materialistic things.
What is material compassion? Yeah, you're close, but not exact answer which I'm looking for.
जो इंद्रियों के सुख के लिए.
Material compassion. What is compassion? Daya.
दया.
Karuna. And what is material compassion? This is a very important concept.
ये मेरे रिश्तेदार हैं, मीन्स उनके भीष्म और.
Yes, compassion for the body. Remember, compassion for the drowning jacket, not the drowning person, is material compassion. So all the charitable institutions, they are showing what kind of compassion? Compassion for the body or compassion for the soul? Blood camp. It is compassion for the body or for the soul?
Body.
Hospital. Anathalya. So all these, giving water, giving food, they're not bad, but they are material compassion. They are display of material compassion, solving the problem temporarily. If you remember, I gave you, I recited one story of a small boy who was crying on the road, and different people came. One gave him food, one gave him clothing, one gave him chocolate. So they all demonstrated compassion for this small boy who's crying, but they did not solve his problem, real problem. Boy ate food and then again started crying. Boy wore new clothes, again started crying. Ate chocolate, got relief for 2 minutes, again started crying. So that is not solving the problem forever. So one has to solve the problem by showing compassion for the drowning soul, not only body. If at all you want to help somebody by saving his body, please do something to save his soul also. That is the highest form of compassion, highest form of charity. Krishna declares this in Bhagavad Gita. Anyone who, listen carefully, if you really want to, support this movement in propagating this knowledge, some of you I know have deep interest. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita towards the end, anyone who becomes instrumental in spreading this knowledge, he is most dear to me. He is the dearest person to me. उससे प्रिय ना कभी कोई हुआ है, ना कभी होगा. Why? This knowledge can solve all the problems forever, permanently. So this is real compassion in the eyes of Krishna. So Krishna is not appreciating Arjuna's effort of saving bodies. I will not kill the body of my guru. I will not kill the body of Bhishma Pitama by not performing his Kshatriya's duty. So this is material compassion, or Prabhupada is saying this is false display of magnanimity. Such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct, and that too, who is guiding him? Krishna himself is guiding him, and Arjuna is doing all this drama. You should appreciate that Krishna, Supreme Lord himself is guiding. It means he is ignoring the instruction of Krishna. So when we read something in Bhagavad Gita and we get some instruction from Krishna through Bhagavad Gita and we don't act upon it, it means what? He is simply ignoring Krishna. Yes or no? Like a father tells you, "Aina beta aise mat karo," and you are going to do it. It means what? You are ignoring father's instruction. Correct? So now we should realize Krishna himself is giving us instructions through this Bhagavad Gita. You are like Arjuna, and Krishna is telling you how to fight your battle of life. And we ignore these instructions means what? We are ignoring the Supreme Lord Krishna. So we have to be very serious students of Bhagavad Gita. This is not like reading any other book, like reading physics, mathematics, or biology, humanity, or psychology. This is a serious subject matter which deals with our life. Not only this life and many, many lives which are yet to come. That is the influence this knowledge has on all of us. So we have to be very sincere and obedient in following instructions. A disciple means what? We all are disciples, correct? Or students of Krishna. Means one who lives a very disciplined life. Not casual. And who is very obedient, respectful. So Arjuna he's going to surrender now in the next few verses. and accept Krishna as his guru. So if at all you accept Krishna as your guru, means you're sincere about understanding Bhagavad Gita, then you should be ready or prepared to follow these instructions in your life. This is not a hobby class. This is not a hobby class. So we are talking serious subject matter. Yeah. So the essence of this verse is Krishna is again chastising him and, making him realize that his decision of not fighting is simply a false display of compassion or magnanimity. Okay. Fourth number verse. Arjuna Uvacha. Now Arjuna is responding. So remember, we discussed there are 5 reasons why Arjuna refused to fight this battlefield. 4 reasons we have discussed already in the first chapter. 5th reason is going to emerge in the next 2-3 verses. Okay. Arjuna Vacha. Anyone can unmute, and Rajesh Prabhu, can you please unmute and recite after me? Rajesh Prabhu, yes, Priyansh father. Just unmute yourself. Unmute करके. Yes. Katham Bhishmam Aham Sankhe.
Dronam cha
Katham
Bhishmaham
Bhishmam Aham Sankhe.
Katham Bhishmaham Aham Sankhe
Dronam cha Madhusudana.
Dronam cha Madhusudana
Ishubhi Prati Yasyami.
Ishubhi
Prati
Pratiyotsyami
Pujahar
Sami
Varisudana.
Pujaha Varisudana.
Thank you. Please mute yourself. Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? What an argument now he's giving. He's saying, O killer of enemies. So he's addressing now Krishna. See, this is beauty of these names with which they are being addressed. Now, Krishna addressed Arjuna as what? Partha. Now, Arjuna is addressing Krishna as what? Madhusudana. As what? Madhusudana. Means, O killer of the demon Madhu. There was one demon with the name Madhu and Krishna killed him. So his name is Madhusudana. He is saying, O Madhusudana, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? He is my guru, Baba. He is not a demon. You may be killing demons and you are asking me to kill my guru? You are a killer of demons. Did you kill Sandipani Muni? You are not Sandipani Sudana and you are asking me to become Dronacharya Sudana, Bhishma Sudana. They are worthy of my worship, Baba. I can't even get into verbal fight with them. Forget about, shooting them with arrows. This is Arjuna's argument. Very powerful, no? What do you think? Dronacharya means he should go and touch his feet, not shoot arrow in his chest. Pitama means he should touch his feet. Prabhupada writes, respectable superiors like Bhishma, the grandfather, and Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counter-attacked. है ना? पिताजी मान लो बच्चे के ऊपर हाथ उठाते हैं, तो बच्चा should, counter-attack, is it? है ना? ऐसे खुद ऐसा, जैसे खुद ऐसा, tit for tat. नहीं ना? Why? Because father is worthy of worship, not like fighting. The same argument Arjuna is giving is my guru, my bishop. I should be worshipping them. Even if they want to kill me, I cannot, lift weapons to kill them. Forget about lifting weapons. I can't even have Vak Yudh. Vak Yudh matlab I can't even verbally fight with them. It is general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counterattack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather, Ugrasen, or his teacher, Sandipni Muni? These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. Wonderful argument. So morally, Arjuna is right. So there are different levels of dharma. And one is political dharma, Arth Shastra. In which, they decided we have to get the kingdom back. So we have to fight the battle and justify it to get the kingdom back. Arjuna is following Dharam Shastra, Shastra of non-violence. Even if they've taken my kingdom, even if they want to be violent, let me not be violent. Let me forgive them. Dharma Shastra means the Shastra of forgiveness. Forgive everybody, no problem. You can do harm to me, violence to me, but I will not. There's a Brahmana, or there's a story of Brahmana and scorpion. A scorpion, Brahmana was standing on the shore of a sea. A scorpion was on the shore and he was getting pulled inside by the water. And Brahmana, picked him up to save that scorpion. And the moment Brahmana picked up the scorpion bit on the hands of Brahmana. And because of that, Brahmana again, left the scorpion. A scorpion was again getting pulled in the water. Brahmana again picked him up. And scorpion again bit on his hand. Again fell down. Again was getting pulled. So one person was observing all of this. The Brahmana is again picking up. Scorpion is biting him again. But why should he pick up again? If scorpion biting him again. He asked him, what are you doing? What this drama is going on? Why are you picking him again and again? He said, it is his dharma to bite and it is my dharma to save. The superior dharma, then Arth Shastra. But there is another superior dharma which Krishna is going to talk, which is called Gyan Shastra, which is higher than so-called other material dharmas. Okay. So on one morality front, what Arjuna is saying is right, but Krishna is going to produce argument which is even superior to this argument. That's why Bhagavad Gita is unique. That's why Gita is unique. Next, fifth. Guru Nahatva Himahanubhavan Shreyo Bhaktam Bhashyam Apiham Loke Hatvart Kamamstu Gurun Iheva Bhunjaya Bhogan Rudhira Pradikdhan. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. Another powerful argument. He says, instead of killing them and then enjoying this, kingdom, which is tainted with the blood of my superiors, it is better that I go to forest and live a life like a beggar. So he's showing his spirit of renunciation. He's showing that he has no attachment to this kingdom. He is ready to give up this kingdom, go to a forest and live a life of renunciate like a beggar. हमको बोला जाए ऐसे सब कुछ छोड़ के आप जंगल में चले जाइए, कितने लोग तैयार होंगे? All are smiling. We're basically saying, no, Prabhuji, this is not a good idea. Please do not propose anything like this. Very difficult, na? Just imagine for a while. I give you 1 minute to meditate on this. Just think about what all you have in your bank, in terms of your properties, in terms of your relatives, in terms of family members. And you're asked to give up everything and go to any forest nearby and live your life there. You will not even think of giving up. Forget about giving up. Even this thought of giving up, you would not be appeased with. Isn't it? What will make it difficult to take this kind of action? Anyone? What will come on the way?
Attachment.
Attachments. Very good. So in Bhagavad Gita, the beauty of Bhagavad Gita is Krishna will never propose to do like this. So don't be rest assured. Krishna is not going to ask you, Mahajan Prabhuji, Rita Mataji, enough of material joy. Now please go to the forest. Wear dhoti and take japa bag and chant 24 hours. Krishna is not going to ask this. And Krishna will not appreciate the spirit of Arjuna also, of going to forest and begging. This is Brahmana's business, not Kshatriya's business of begging and living. Kshatriya's business is to fight. Like Brahmana cannot be asked to pick up a bow and arrow or rifle, go and kill on the border. Why? By nature he is forgiving. By nature he is non-violent. He'll die of killing somebody. And Kshatriya, his false ego is so high, his ahankara is so high, he will die of begging. I cannot survive on somebody else's food. I'll earn my food. And that's why Pandavas, they said, don't give us kingdom. We are 5 brothers, just give us 5 villages. We are Kshatriyas. We'll rule those 5 villages and survive. No problem. But Duryodhana was so, yeah, with the cunning. He did not even, he said, I will not give you a land, equivalent to a tip of a needle. Forget about 5 villages. And that's how, this battle, the background of battle happened. So Arjuna is ready to become renunciate. But this is a wonderful quality to become a devotee. The quality of renunciation, quality of detachment is a wonderful quality. But it is rarely found. It is not easily found in this material world. In purport, Prabhupada writes, according to the scriptural codes, a teacher who engages in an abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Bhishma and Drona were obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because of his financial assistance, although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial consideration. Under the circumstances, they have lost the respectability of teachers. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless they remain his superiors, and therefore to enjoy material profits after killing them would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood. So Prabhupada is giving an argument. Dronacharya, Bhishma Pitama, both were present in that assembly when Draupadi was being disrobed. Why didn't they speak? Why they kept quiet watching the drama? They should have, picked up their sword and killed Dushasan immediately on the spot. Were they not capable of doing that? But they were so surrendered to that, throne of this Hastinapur. They thought being loyal to Hastinapur kingdom or the king is more important than doing anything else. They stuck to Artha Shastra, their moral duty. They lost respectability. But Arjuna is, no. They are still my guru and my Bhishma Pitama, my superiors. They made me, learn how to walk, how to eat, how to pick up bow and arrow. How can I forget? I cannot enjoy this kind of kingdom. I'll go to the forest. I've decided. And then 6th verse. The 5th reason of Arjuna's not fighting. Na chaitat vitmaha kataram no goryo yadha jayem yadi vano jayeyu yanev hatva na jijishvishama te avastita pramukhe dhasrashtra. Nor do we know which is better. Abhinav is confused. Right? Because Arjuna gave a couple of arguments. No, he told him Klebyam. He told him Idam Kuta Kashmalam Idam. And he's thinking something else, something contrary to what Krishna is saying. So he's now confused. Who is right? Who is wrong? क्या करना चाहिए मुझे? लड़ना चाहिए कि नहीं लड़ना चाहिए? मैं लड़ूं कि नहीं लड़ूं? लड़ूं कि नहीं लड़ूं? लड़ूं कि नहीं? So this indecision is the 5th reason of Arjuna's not fighting the battle. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Mahajan Prabhuji ka purport padhiye please. Little louder.
Yeah. Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of the Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging would be his only means of subsistence. Nor was there certainty of victory, because either side might emerge victorious. Even if victory awaited them and their cause was justified, still, if the sons of Dhritarashtra died in battle, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. Under the circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. All these considerations by Arjuna definitely proved that not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is stated in the Gita itself.
Is another sign of detachment.
Is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous, as these qualities combined with his faith in the words of instruction of Shri Krishna, his spiritual master, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Arjuna was competent in all these attributes over and above his enormous attributes in his material relationships.
So Prabhupada is now highlighting the qualities of Arjuna. Quality of being detached, quality of having control on his senses. So being, born in a royal family, he had access to all sense objects for sense gratification, correct? And he is almost sure also he will win the battle because Krishna is on his side. Correct? Still, he is not allured by sense gratification he might achieve after winning this battle. He is ready to give up that gratification, that opportunity of gratification, and live like a saint, like a beggar. It means he has complete control on his senses and mind. And Prabhupada is saying, if you have to acquire spiritual knowledge, it is important to control one's senses. So when senses are controlled, one is elevated to mode of goodness. And one can acquire spiritual knowledge only when situated in the mode of goodness or sattva-guna. In tamoguna and rajoguna, spiritual knowledge will not go inside us. So one has to, tamoguna means what? Laziness. Especially lazy for spiritual subject matters. Kali Yuga people are generally lazy for spiritual subject matters. They are very active for movies, for restaurants, for parties, hyperactive. But when it comes to chanting, when it comes to reading Bhagavad Gita every day, Bhagavatam, then प्रभु जी एक माला कर लेते हैं बस, इससे ज्यादा हो नहीं पाता है ना? We can spend 3 hours in a party without any problem, but when it comes to spiritual activities, oh, time nahi, so difficult. I can chant 1 round. Okay, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, 2 rounds. So this is laziness for spiritual subject matters. So in Tamoguna, very difficult to receive knowledge. In Rajoguna, one has so many material desires. Rajoguna means what? Rajoguna is characterized by material desires. Plethora of desires. Ye bhi chahiye, wo bhi chahiye, ye bhi karna, wo bhi karna. So in that mindset also, spiritual knowledge will not go inside. Spiritual knowledge goes inside when one is elevated in Sattva-guna, when is satisfied what he has. He is satisfied. Whatever I have, I'm satisfied. Now I have to live for a higher purpose of life. I have a higher goal to achieve in my life. When one has a mindset, he is ready, he is fit to become student of Bhagavad Gita, to acquire this knowledge. So little bit of sacrifice we have to do if you want higher purpose to be achieved. Is always the case. You know? One has to sacrifice something to achieve something big. All these people who go and play in Olympics, don't they sacrifice? Tell me. Somebody who has to run, an athlete, what are sacrifices he makes? Anyone? Any idea?
First, he has to be very disciplined life. I mean, every
Very
day he has to
disciplined life.
practice 1 hour. Like
He has
that.
to practice every day.
He has to
What else?
control our food and all.
He has to
Diets.
control what he eats. He cannot, eat rasmalai, rasgulla, samosa, pakode, and tomorrow he has to, run in the Olympic 100-meter race. No, na? Is he not sacrificing? Even for a material purpose, he is sacrificing. So why, we cannot sacrifice few things here and there for such a higher purpose in life?
Consistency.
Anji, consistency. Yes, if you're chanting, chant consistently every day. ऐसा नहीं कि आज तो गेस्ट आ गए घर पे प्रभु जी, इसलिए हम तो कर नहीं पाए. आज तो हमको शादी में जाना था, है ना? Will that athlete worry about all these things? Who has to run tomorrow's race? No, his higher purpose is making him sacrifice these small things. So we should remember, in spiritual life, we are here to target a very, very high purpose, which only 0.5% of entire population gun for. It is not like which everybody is doing. It is only rarest of rare people do. How to read Bhagavad Gita? In Udaipur, today is 29th May, Sunday, right? 7 lakh population, and we have some people from other cities also. How many people are reading Bhagavad Gita? 10 people out of 7 lakh people. Others must be in some club or some restaurant or some party or, sleeping. Some of them are sleeping also. So we have to be ready to sacrifice small things to attain something big.
प्रभु जी आपने 10 लोग बोला, 15 तो सुन रहे हैं अभी आपके सामने.
नहीं, मैं उदयपुर का एग्जांपल लिया ना, तो 10 से ज्यादा नहीं है उदयपुर से, इसलिए मैं बोला. There are people, let me count how many Udaipur, let me answer now to Mahajan Prabhu. 2, 3, 4, 5 people only. So I actually exaggerated by saying 10. 5 out of 7 lakh.
बाकी कहीं और सुन रहे होंगे शायद.
The point I'm making is, only few intelligent people will take this path. Right? So if we're asked to follow certain discipline, maintain consistency, as Rajesh Prabhu said, or give up few things so that we can achieve this higher goal, we should be willingly doing it and become very active in spiritual life like we are active in material life, right? So spiritual life is not, for lazy people. It is for very, very active, who are active 24 hours a day. A devotee wakes up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. And materialist wakes up what time? 8 o'clock in the morning. Isn't it? By the time he wakes up, he has finished his sadhana. He has finished chanting, he has finished his Mangala, he has finished reading Bhagavatam for half an hour, 1 hour. And then he's waking up. Oh, I have to go to office. Then he'll pick up newspaper and have a cup of tea and laze around here and there for another 1 hour, 2 hours. And then he'll go take bath, sit half an hour inside, read some newspaper, magazine inside, come out, and then go to office. A spiritualist is just a very, very active life. Very active. Okay, so this spiritual business is for active people, not for lazy people. Prabhupada will talk about this in one of the verses when Arjuna is thinking, I thought spirituality means inertia. Inertia means sitting idle. Going to forest and just sitting. Kuch nahi karna hai wala. No. Spirituality means active 24 hours. Okay. So in the 7th verse of this chapter, which is very, very important verse, Arjuna is going to surrender unto Krishna. Krishna has not spoken much till now, correct? He has not started Bhagavad Gita. Why? Why? Arjuna had not surrendered still. He thought he is very intelligent. That's why he was in so many arguments. Oh, in my view, in my opinion, this is right. Oh, in my opinion, this is right. So he had his own opinions. He had not surrendered to Krishna. So Krishna did not speak. So unless we surrender with full faith in Krishna's words, Krishna is not going to reveal this knowledge to us in our heart. It'll become like another novel, like you're reading some other, book, material book. No revelation. We may read, but no revelation. They'll come to the extent we surrender. To that extent, Krishna will reveal the secrets of this knowledge. And surrender means what? Following the instructions of Guru, following the instructions of whatever we hear in Bhagavad Gita lectures, sincerely, like a sincere student. That is surrender. Surrender means there are 6 aspects of surrender. The first 2 I'll touch upon and then close. The first 2 aspects of surrender means anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam. Whatever is favorable to my devotional life, I accept. And whatever is not favorable to my devotional life, I reject. That is my surrender. That is reflection of my surrender to Krishna. Making sense? Whatever is favorable to my devotional life, I accept willingly, and whatever is unfavorable, though it may be very dear to my heart, but unfavorable for my devotional life, I straightaway reject. Something which is favorable, though I don't like it personally, I still accept it. This is surrender. Some people get worried, what surrender? What does it mean for me as a grihastha? The starting point of surrender is do what is favorable for your devotional life and don't do what is not favorable. In detail, we'll discuss later. Okay? Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. We have 5 minutes for question and answers. Yes, Dipesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, today we were discussing about chanting, right? And it's actually funny. that when you start chanting, what happens is that everything else about work, everything will start flooding your mind. There are all these thoughts ki aaj kya karna hai or kal kya kiya tha. Like you kind of go in different directions. So how to try and retain that focus?
So that is the austerity we have to go through while chanting. Like, just imagine you open a room which is closed for last 100 years. When you open the room, what will happen?
All the air will come out from there, all the smells,
And
everything
suppose
that
you
will
start
be trapped.
brooming that room, what will happen?
All that dust will be in the air.
Correct? So now you have started brooming your mind. After it was closed for many, many, many lifetimes by chanting of the holy name. So all dirt will come in the air. You will have many, many thoughts. Let them come. No problem. Your austerity, your effort is, despite those thoughts, you're trying to hear what you are reciting. You have to simply hear what you are reciting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You have to simply hear. Utter these words very distinctly, clearly, and hear them with attention. Let whatever comes to your mind come. Don't worry about that. Your business is to hear. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yes. So your mind will be unstable. Don't worry about it. This is like everybody goes through this. But you have to practice. Krishna says two things in Bhagavad Gita to control mind. One is abhyas, second vairagya, detachment and practice. These two things. So you practice as of now. Vairagya will come later. You first practice.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yes, Majan Prabhuji, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I want to talk to for 2 minutes about the material compassion which you mentioned today. All the social organizations provide only the material
Needs.
material things temporarily, which only get temporary relief. Similarly, the political compassion shown by the government by giving free food is also temporary compassion. But I don't know how to change the course of this compassion. The best way, for according to me, is provide the education to the people so that they become long-term objectives achieved of giving them becoming them employable. Now, across the world, people are only providing the temporary help or temporary compassion. How do we work for making a switch so that people work for long-term objective?
Very good thought, very good question. Gandhiji said, what did he say?
Sorry?
What is Gandhi's very favorite, very famous statement?
When you're talking about Gandhiji, I have a different opinion altogether.
No, he said one nice thing he said, which is, that's why I'm just picking up. You know, you should be honeybee. Where you see good things, you pick up, no problem.
Sorry, come again?
Like we should be like honeybees.
Okay.
If you see something nice, worth learning, we should pick up from wherever you are, no problem.
Right.
He said, be the change. आगे क्या बोला?
You want to see in others.
You want to see in others.
The change you want to see in the world.
Right? First be the change. Let's first show our exemplary behaviors. Let's change ourselves individually and then become change leaders in our society.
Saying practice
Right?
what you preach.
Yes. पहले आचार, फिर प्रचार. First practice,
Practice what you
then
preach.
preach. है ना? So first, there are 16 people in this class. How many of you are willing to be the change?
प्रभु जी कुछ एक्सटेंट तक हम कर रहे हैं. जैसे my wife funds the staff which works for us, funds for the education. So that I feel is a change. वो कमा तो रहे हैं मगर उनके पास पैसा नहीं होता बच्चों को एजुकेट करने के लिए. So she herself is doing some work in that direction. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
We have to now change the flavor of this from material education to spiritual education. That will change. That is, real compassion. So my first question is, out of you 16 people, on the screen, how many of you are willing to become change agents and spread this knowledge actively? Please tell me. See? Only 2 hands raised.
Me, Prabhuji.
3 hands. Why you don't become change leaders? Why you want to become, change agent to spread this knowledge? If you think this is so important.
अभी तो हमको ही नहीं आया.
नहीं, पहले आएगा तब. See, when we say I want to see everybody getting
Yes.
this knowledge,
Then
then
yes.
you will push yourself to become change, to bring a change in your life, so that you can bring change in others' lives also. Otherwise, there is no
Then
impetus.
yes.
Correct, no? Suppose if I want to teach Bhagavad Gita, then I have to study, no? Necessarily. Myself. How can I teach without studying? So if you say, I want to become the change leader, I want to spread this, then you have to study sincerely. You have to chant sincerely. You have to be very active in spiritual life. So if you take accountability, then you'll do everything to fulfill that responsibility or accountability. Isn't it? So we are now focusing on, the learned class, leaders, corporates, intellectuals. I would really need your help. I'm actually begging in front of you. I would need your help. To support me in this endeavor. We want to expand. I'm sure by now you all have realized how important this knowledge is. Yes or no? No
Yes.
comparison. So how many of you are willing to support me in this endeavor? I'm asking very, very
Yes.
upfront.
Yes, Prabhuji. We are ready.
Okay.
So, Prabhuji, first we should acquire knowledge. So now we
अरे
are
बाबा वो तो
confident.
आएगा ना, वो तो I'm not disputing it.
So
But I want
because
to
of that we
see,
are thinking whether we can able
I
to.
want to see willingness to spread by being the change agent.
Yes,
And
sure,
then
we will do.
whatever is required to, equip ourselves, we'll do it.
Prabhuji, I have my opinion may differ than yours.
Huh.
I have a dilemma whether we should definitely. I agree with you. We should become change agent for sure. I support that theory, but whether we should support the long-term objective of making people's life better by giving them the financial and physical support so they become the educated and become employable, or make them, guide them spiritual leadership, spiritual. But these are two different paths, according to my thinking. Both are for the betterment.
Yes, but everybody has little time, Prabhuji. Right? If at all one has any emergency in his life, if at all, is to understand Bhagavad Gita and apply in his life. There is no bigger emergency than this.
That I agree with you.
Yeah. So we have to dissipate this knowledge at all age groups, at all levels. Right? Everything else will follow. The focal point is raise his spiritual consciousness so that he understands what is the goal of life. That is important. Prabhupada writes in the second chapter in one of the verses purport, unless one understands his constitutional position as a soul, he will never realize what is the goal of his life. He can never realize. So at least everybody is moving in his life. We have to bring him on the right path, no? So that all his distance he's covering, it is in the right direction. If one is moving, one has to go to north and is running in south direction, what is the use of that running? Is it useful? Please tell me, Aishwarya Mataji. जी आपको जाना है नॉर्थ और आप भाग रहे हो कहां पर साउथ में so will you be going closer to your destination or are you moving farther away from destination?
Away from your destination.
Farther from destination. So we have to hold people from running and make them U-turn and bring them on the right path. Then you run, no problem. But running without a goal is dangerous. Running without, if you're driving a car, you don't know where to go. You may drive at the speed of 120, has no meaning. Yes or no? No meaning. So first we have to show them the right path. That is the most urgent need as on today.
Prabhuji, I have another comment on what you said. They say ethics are followed only by those whose belly is full. Right? Or, I mean, there are two categories of people who have something to eat and survive, and those who don't have something to survive. Those who don't have something to survive, for them these things won't work, they're for sure. But those people you are talking about, yes, I agree with you 100% that yes, we should become change agent for them who are, I mean, on the wrong path. As you said, if somebody is going to south and Jara north में है, तो obviously we can help them turn around. But वो target audience different है.
So, filling the belly is a part of our mission. Don't worry. Okay? Filling the belly is a part of our mission. So, no worries. We also distribute, lakhs of plates every day in terms of prasadam. So, that is a part of our mission. That is not different. That is also devotional activity. But we feed his belly spiritually so that he has advantage of filling his belly and also getting elevated spiritually. So that is a part of our agenda, no problem.
Very good.
Okay?
Prabhuji,
thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji, I just want to mention that as you proposed, we need to be a change in the society and we need to uplift wherever we are. So in that case, what I want to say is that we need your help and guidance first to enhance our commitment or consciousness to Krishna. And when we reach to that level, under your leadership and under your guidance, we'll certainly do whatever will be needed for that.
Thank you very much, Rajesh Prabhu. I am always at your lotus feet to help you and serve you. Whoever is interested, to take this mission forward. Okay, so our objective is, we are talking about one organization, right, which has a mission and a vision. We are in the process of formulating mission and vision. And I'll share with you very soon. And then you also become part of that team. And the first duty will be, as you mentioned, to purify our consciousness. With a purified consciousness, if we approach other people, we can influence. Right? Yeah, Shweta Madhi, no problem. Okay? So we'll talk about it in detail, maybe a little later. But I just wanted to see the level of commitment, people have in this regard. Okay? So it's 2:10, so we'll not take more time. We'll talk about this later. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Thank you very much.
Very educative. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.